Welcome back. So in this video, we will be looking at Docker Model Runner, which is a very fantastic way to build and run your generative AI models locally. So you would have or you might have used the OpenAI models like GPT-4, and with the help of GPT-4, yeah, with the help of API keys provided by OpenAI, you might have tried to write some script that with to which you give some prompt and then you expect some output from the models, right? But I think one of the hiccups with students or with other people is that the API key is paid. It's not free, and with every call, with every model invocation, you have to pay some certain amount of charge to the OpenAI, right? With this, I think most of the solutions will be solved. You can run your AI models locally with with free of cost to you. Like you would not have to pay any charges, and it will also help you learn, and it will also help you not change any schema or any code structure that you have used to write using OpenAI, using OpenAI API. So if I were to show you code, uh, and you were using OpenAI, you would first initiate a client from OpenAI, give it an API key and base URL, and then you can probably give it some kind of function that says solve, right? And this can have some kind of question or input, right? This can have some sort of input. And then you call your LM, you call your model with the role as user, content as prompt, and then you expect some kind of output from the LLM. Now, if this were Chat GPT, if this were using OpenAI Chat GPT, GPT-4 model, you would have to give a valid API key and you would have to make some payments for every invocation that you do. Now, with the help of this Docker model runner, you would not need any of that. You would just need to pull some images from Docker Generative AI Hub. So there is a new hub known as Docker Generative AI Hub, Docker Gen AI Hub, right? And with this, you can pull all the images that support AI models. So these are all the AI models that are supported. AI Qwen3 Coder, AI Small 2, AI Seed OSS. So these are all the AI models that are supported, and they in-house support all the code, all the schema, all the structure which you write using OpenAI GPT models, right? So these all follow the structure. So you need not rewrite the structure. You need not rewrite the code based on different models that you use. It's not that AI Magistrate Small 3 2 model. You need to write some different kind of code. The overall foundation remains same. It's just that the model changes, and based on what model you use, you might get different kinds of output because these models are trained on different parameters, and these models may be suited to their own needs and their own purposes, right? So for the sake of this video, I'll be using Gamma 3 Q80 since it's a very small model. It also has different variations. I'm not going to be using the latest variation. I'll probably use a very light model, which will be, I think, this. So its size is only 242.6 MB. Now, since it's a very lightweight model, it will also be a little more dumb than the other models. So I already have installed. So you can just um, pull or download this Docker model AI image using this command. I already have this. So if I show you Docker model list, I already have these three models. So I'll be using this model for the sake of this video. Now, if I go here and copy this, it is already present here, right? And now to use Docker model runner, there are a few caveats that you need to be aware of. One is that it's only available on Mac for now with Apple Silicon chip. So if you are on Windows or Ubuntu, you might not be able to use it. And you need to install Docker to its latest version, which will be 4.40 or above, right? And when you have installed latest version of Docker, you would need to go to settings and go to AI and then click on enable Docker model runner. Since it's a new feature, it might be in beta, so it's not enabled by default for everyone. You need to go to settings to enable it manually, and then you have to enable host side TCP support. Now you can give it any port number which is not in use in your machine right now. By default, they recommend you to put 12434. So I've used 12434, and you can just allow cores, allow origins to custom, which is the default setting, right? And there are also dedicated support docs for this Docker AI model API reference. So these are the dedicated documentation for model runner APIs, right? And they tell you to use 12434 as a default TCP port. The connection between your machine to the server is TCP connection, and it's not streaming connection for now. It gives you the output at once when it's ready. And these are all the endpoints that it support, which would match with the GPT-4 API structure, OpenAI API structure. Right. And now since GPT-4 gives us chat completions, we'll also use chat completions for the sake of this demonstration. And I'll just put the server domain as 12434, which we just specified, and then engines llama.cpp /1 as a base URL. Right. And the rest of the thing, chat completions can just come from here. Right? I'm using chat completions API, so it will come from where? I'll just put the rest of the URL, which is llama.cpp 1.1 here. Right. Okay. And now what I'm trying to say is like, let's say I ask a question, what is daylight saving time? So I'll just clear this and let's see if it gives me the output. Node. Right. So it gives you downtime is when the clocks are set. So since it's a very less weight model, it will hallucinate a lot. So let's try to give it a better model, maybe this one. It's, I think, 500 MB model. Let's see what kind of output it gives. So it might take a few minutes since it's a large model, so it can probably take a little more time than the other small models. Right. So this one guessed it a little more correct. It guessed that it's daylight saving time. It's a part of when sunrise at a different time each day, which is also incorrect. It's not that sun rises at a different time, it's that we change the clocks to match. Uh, I mean, it's right. It's just that it's technically right. It's just that we uh, change the clock time instead of like, hey, the sun is now rising 1 hour late. It's just that we change the clock to 1 hour late or 1 hour early. Right. Um, So yeah, I mean, this was it. This is how you can probably use your OpenAI API keys. Really, we've just given API keys one. It needs to be any key. The Docker model runner does not read API key path, so you can put it anything over here. And then you can freely use or follow any tutorial that uses OpenAI, and you think that you don't have a OpenAI API key and you might not be able to follow through the tutorial. Now you can do it. You can just pull and run the Docker image. You can just pull the Docker image and then allow the TCP server to run in the background, which is 12434 port number. And then it will be taken care of automatically when you give it a prompt and it gives you some kind of output. For better quality of response, you can probably use a large model over here, maybe Qwen 3 model with some better, with some more parameters and size. Okay. Yeah. Good. Thanks. That's all. Bye.